Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, fellow viewers, to this video. Dr. Haring here table. I will come again up, very expert in medical biochem and therapeutic medicines, PhD. I'll be talking to you now about bottled water. Bottled water is something which is most used, especially in Africa. We see that there is some level of misconception. People feel that when you consume bottled water, you are a wealthy man. You are living some ajebota life, a big time life. You are so superior over those who take spring water or water from a clay pot. I will want to make it clear that it is a misconception, especially when we're talking of plastic bottled water. That's what I will be specific on. Plastic bottled water is not too healthy because when it's exposed, like majority of local population, when this water leave their industrial production units, they are being transported and placed in business places whereby they are exposed to UV rays, ultraviolet rays from the sun. And when it happens, the microplastics and BPH, which is found, chemicals that are found in the plastics when it was produced, they now mix up with the water. And when you consume this water, all of these chemicals, microplastics, they get into your system. And there are some health disadvantages for somebody who is consuming such. That's one of the first things we should know is a disadvantage, toxicity. It becomes toxic to your system when you take it regularly because the microplastics, more recent research have confirmed that this microplastic and BPH, that there are chemical substances used during the production of the container for the plastic bottled water. When they get into your system, they can cause brain and neuro disorder, problems related to your nervous system, particularly your vessels, arteries, and your brain. So we have to take precaution about the usage of this water, especially with those that expose it to sunlight. It's always advisable if you are making use of that, get into the magazine. Let them give you the one that's inside, not the one which is kept at the frontage of the shop, the vendor, or the bar, or whatever, or the store you call it. Second fact I want to talk about this bottled water is about its mineral aspect. People think when you take bottled water, especially plastic bottled water, locally in Cameroon, we have several types. You have Seme, you have Supermon, you have Tangi and Co. I don't want to go to be specific. What you should understand is that this water, they are all different forms of bottled water. But they have what? They are not pure water. They are mineral water. And in some of those water companies have specified that we call it mineral water. Even on the label, they have indicated that it's mineral water. So mineral means that they have added chemical substances on H2O, which is water. So you should note that these minerals that have been added, for example, calcium have been added in almost all of the water that you see in the market. Now, the very calcium is added to this water considering your daily intake for calcium. Now, what happens with the man who eats foods that is calcium rich almost on a daily basis and he's taking this very water? It's almost impossible to take foods for one day without having some level of calcium in the diet. So when you take water rich in calcium, which is mineral water, regularly and in reasonable quantity, and you also eat foods rich in this calcium, you are going to have hypercalcemia. Your level of calcium is going to elevate. And what is going to happen when such mineral like calcium mixed with cholesterol is going to lead to a situation known as a plaque that will be formed in your arteries. Having this hypercalcemia where calcium, plaque, and all that form, it's going to create health problems like atherosclerosis, can come up, stroke, heart-related disease, coronary diseases. It will even get to an extent somebody will say that you have to take 2 to 3 liters of salt water daily. People drink it regularly, thinking it's some fun. Look at some of those bottles that have even indicated like a disclaimer, this water is recommended by doctors and pediatricians for children and pregnant women, meaning the water has some medicinal properties. That's a medical advice, which indicates that it is not just ordinary water you are taking. Because scientifically, the best form of taking water is from true fruits and vegetables. Because you take it alongside with vitamin and important nutrients. and you cannot take that in excess. There is no medical doctor on his right senses who will stipulate a dosage of water for a general population. That is, I always say that. Because in most schools, most institutions, banks, schools, seminars, forums, people, some medics will come up and say that, I quote some, not all, will say that it is recommended to drink at least 2.5 or 3 liters of water a day for everybody. It's wrong. You cannot say that somebody who is a truck pusher who is having water loss rate of about 5 liters a day should be taking the same quantity of water with a bank manager who is having facilities where the body temperature is low, like AC car, AC in the office, AC at home. They should have equal quantity of water intake. If the bank manager is losing just 0.5 liters of water, the truck pusher is losing 5 liters of water, they cannot take 2.5 or 3 liters each. Because one person is definitely going to be hydrated, the other person will be dehydrated, which will lead to health challenges, major health problems. So we have to take into consideration that Almighty God, let me bring him in place, is the biggest scientist. He has put in place the tongue, which plays a major role in regulation of water in the body. The tongue indicates when you need water. It will tell you that you need water. You take water when you need it. So coming back to bottled water, we should regulate our consumption of it. We consider our nutrients in our diet when taking this water. But I always know that, I've always recommended that when you have a good source of rock soil or rock soil source spring water, that you pass it through a filter bottle or bucket, especially a clay filter bottle or bucket, is better than taking this industrial bottled water. That's indisputable. So we are not condemning the consumption of it. We should take it moderately, and we should always go in for some checks, regular checks, medical checks. We go and check your electrolytes, body electrolytes, ionogram tests. They will know whether your calcium is too high or is too low. If you are taking that bottled water, make sure you always check on that. Because if you fail to check on that, you suffer. For example, you have hypertension. When you have high level of sodium, which is found in almost all the bottled water in Africa, particularly, you see that when you have high level of sodium in your blood, your chances of hypertension increases. So we should talk with our medics. Talk with your medical doctor. He's a professional. He will guide you on this bottled water intake. How you can regulate it based on your system, because all of us, our systems are not the same. Somebody might have a deficit in sodium and some other calcium and all that. He will need more of the water. Like the pregnant woman and children, they have need for all these minerals, so they can take that water regularly. A child of 0 to 5 years should take mineral bottled water on daily basis, no problem, especially if it is not in a plastic container or if the plastic is not exposed to harsh UV rays. Now, the one other aspect I want to talk about is the aspect of low as well. As we have high, there are some bottled water that are very low, especially those that are distilled, because there are some supermarkets where you go there, you have distilled bottled water. So when you are buying water, I always advise you look at the label. Try to read what they have indicated on the bottle to know its composition, its content. Then you go for it. And you should know that cold water is not good for your health compared to lukewarm water, that's room temperature water. Some of you go for very cold water. When the water you are taking is very cold and is too low than your body temperature, it creates some health hazards. And you don't have to drink water during meals. That's tit for tat. As I round off with this on water. Some of you take water during your meals, know that it's going to neutralize digestive enzymes that are supposed to act on your food. That's why when you drink water when you are eating, you poo more. Your feces will be much, because plenty of the food will not be digested. Take note that feces means undigested food. It's not an excretory product. You don't excrete when going to the toilet to poo. You defecate. So if you don't want to poo much, you don't want to drop a lot of feces in your toilet or defecate for long, you should avoid taking much water during meals. We keep water on the dining table just to prevent you from choking when eating. What you can take during meals that is goes with your food is something like wine. Table wine is okay for that. Not a heavy alcoholic wine. So thank you for listening and watching my video. You can share with your friends and relatives. Don't forget to give a thumb up and also subscribe to my channel for you to have more of this video and improve on your knowledge on health. Have a nice day.